Welcome back to Sunday Slip, where we all fill out this slip, and at the end of the year, the two winners will choose any location in the United States to send the two losers, as well as having to complete some challenges there, yada, yada, yada. You've heard it before. Also, all of our results from last week, I will put at the end of the video. I know you guys asked because you don't remember what happened last week. For this week, here are my predictions.
Okay.
You think Atlanta wins outright?
Spread?
As a Falcons fan, I'm asking you.
I think they do. I think Atlanta got this game.
I think they do as well. I think we're like even teams, and I might even give them the edge if they're full health. But they're like pretty banged up right now. No Taylor Decker. I'm on Roz playing with turf toe right now. Demont's out. TJ Gardner-Johnson's out. They're playing with a lot of sickness right now in the lineup. We got Patterson coming back this week, man. He might just be the difference this week. I think one of the most intriguing matchups of that game is going to be our offensive line versus Detroit's defensive line. I think they're both pretty sturdy.
Doing a little sturdy.
Yeah, a little sturdy.
I like the Rams pick with Burrow up in the air. And Washington, I kind
of feel like
I didn't want to pull it because I was hoping it'd go to 7. And then I would have taken him at the 6.5. I couldn't do it.
I'm not going to lie, I feel like the public there. Taking Washington plus 6.5 feels like I got a shower after this one. It feels grimy.
Yeah, that one I couldn't disagree with more. But
I mean, they're at home. They're at home.
Houston
they're
at Jacksonville, I'm actually a big fan of. Like, someone might have to fact check. I want to say like T-Law's like 1-3 versus the Texans in his career.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not great against the Texans. Texans historically have done really well against the Jaguars, but
I'm expecting a big bounce back from Jacksonville in their offense.
Me too.
Deal or no deal, Dameon Pierce.
Dameon Pierce ripping off 86-yard touchdown runs will help the over. They're down Derek Stingley. They're down a lot of players on their defense right now, and I think Jacksonville's going to have no problem really moving the ball there. And also, CJ Stroud is low-key like the perfect garbage time QB. I think a lot of people conflate like garbage time with a lot of points and pass completions, but when you have a guy like Davis Mills as the QB, he's also not accurate. So he's not actually moving the ball, whereas I think CJ Stroud can. So I really like the over there.
Also feel like people are so down on the Jags offense after like not scoring really at all against the Chiefs, as if they weren't like 1 inch away from 3 combined touchdowns. Yeah. I'm starting to like your over-under pick better than mine.
The Chiefs play, I'm always like hesitant to take really good teams against garbage teams because I always have in my mind like, oh, they'll pull back.
Sure.
But it's a smart move.
That was definitely more of like a safety play, I think. I could have went with, I think we'll probably see your boards and see a lot of Chargers up there.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't trust the Chargers fucking at all.
It hurts.
Vikings and Chargers both have terrible defenses, and I probably should have just went with one of them. But, like, Chiefs against the Bears, they're getting healthier. Kelsey will be, like, an every down player, and I think they'll just dominate that game. I could see, like, a defensive touchdown for the Chiefs, too, maybe, with Fields and how wild he's playing. I think it's
I had a last-second pivot off of the Chiefs for best offense. I think it's good, though. I think Bears, after Justin Fields kind of, like, shits on the organization a little bit, I kind of feel like this is a good chance for him to go back to, like, being less robotic of a quarterback and, like, more running. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the Bears offense shows up a little bit. And on the flip side, like, Bears defensive coordinator just got hit with a Rico or some type of Fed sweep. I don't really know what happened, but they might not have a defense this week against one of the best offenses. Yeah. That needs to bounce back.
The rest of the board, I feel like, is extremely chalky. I really wanted to take Calvin Ridley as the top wide receiver there, but Jefferson against the Chargers defense feels like you'd be a fucking idiot to fade that. Golden spread, Buffalo minus 6.5.
Dude, your spreads are a little Carolina.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton?
Dude, Andy Dalton at worst is a lateral move from Bryce Young at this point.
I don't know about that.
100%.
I mean, you drafted him first overall for a reason.
Yeah, you draft him because you're thinking about years from now. You're thinking about franchise. You don't draft Bryce Young being like, by week 2 of his first season, he's going to be phenomenal.
Andy Dalton to Adam Thielen.
Ugh.
Andy Dalton helped
the
fucking Saints to some nice wins last year. And I think the Panthers defense...
Dude, time out. Nice wins. Name them.
The Saints last year?
What nice wins did they have?
Whatever. They were like a 7-win team. Whatever. Okay. Dude, the Panthers smacked the shit out of the Seahawks last year with Sam Darnold and, like, nothing else. Okay. All I'm saying is Geno Smith under pressure is horrible. Last time he played the Panthers threw like 3 picks, was sacked like 5 times. This was a Donta Foreman like 300-yard game last time they played.
Only they had a running back on their roster that was as good as Deonta Foreman.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel really good about this one. 0-2 team.
God, a lot of us
you got to play for your season.
Let's go back to the golden spread because you and I have opposite takes there. I don't even have a really good take. I just felt like Washington's a good enough team that like giving them 6.5 points is something that stood out to me.
I don't know. I feel like they're on a similar level to the Raiders, and Buffalo was like an 8.5, 9-point favorite against the Raiders. So this
Washington and the Raiders are the same level?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think the Raiders' offense is better, but where they lack there, like Washington's defense is obviously
just depends,
better.
like what Josh Allen you get. Like if you could get 2 turnovers from him.
See, that's the other thing. People are. I feel like people are unnecessarily down on Josh Allen. I understand he turns over the ball a lot, but like last week, he kept it pretty simple. They kept throwing the ball like 4 yards down the field, and they just dinked and dunked their way to like 40 fucking points.
But Washington's defense is like 10 times better than the Raiders' defense is.
I understand that, but I think you can play against it with the short passing game that they had last time.
Eagles versus Bucks under. That's good for the program for us deal or no deal contestants.
That's true. I mean, specifically with that total,
it's a win-win for him. We're either eating 2 extra hot dogs or he doesn't have to go to Nebraska.
That's true.
Sold out and took Herbert.
I feel like
a sellout. Yeah.
What am I talking about here? You guys keep jumping around too much.
So we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about your board. We don't give a fuck
similar
about your
picks.
upbringing.
We do, but I feel like Pollard
I
and
think those
Jefferson.
bottom right 3, Pats, Pollard, Jefferson.
There's just a lot of chalk this week.
Yeah,
a lot of chalk.
a lot of chalk.
The top players are all going against really shitty defenses, and it made it easy.
Dude, I kind of wanted to take the under of that Pats Jets game. It's only at like 36, but I feel like there's a chance Zach Wilson doesn't make it out of this game with like being the starting quarterback.
I was looking back because I'm like, what if Zach Wilson? I mean, they're only 2.5-point dogs, so Vegas kind of expects them like maybe the Patriots' defense is not what it's been the last like few years. They're not the same team, I don't think. But in I think it was 4 games over the last couple of years that Zach Wilson's played against them. He's put up games of 3 points, 6 points.
Yeah,
his highest was 17.
He's literally had like passing yards of like 50, 70. He is so bad against the Pats. I don't like laying 2.5 points in a game where there's only projected to be like 35, but I just don't see the Patriots losing this game. 0-2, gotta win it for the season.
Gotta finna do it. All right, Jaymo.
Oh, I thought I took Pollard. Bijan it is.
Okay.
Ride.
Bijan
Ride,
against
we don't
Detroit.
care.
Bijan against the Lions. I mean, it's just like a volume thing.
Yeah, it's just like, does he
You
get
got the
score
Chargers,
or
1.5 at Minnesota.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't put that as my golden, but it feels like a 50-50 pick, and then I get a point, so why not? That's kind of my logic there.
I just couldn't pick a team to win this game.
You could tell me any outcome of this game, and I'd believe it. That's the problem with this fucking
100%.
game, you know?
I think there's a real chance, like, and it could be Minnesota, like, one of them beat the shit out of the other.
I think, like, the
actually
Chargers'
not.
defense might be worse than the Vikings' defense. I just could see Jefferson.
if
I could
you,
see them
like,
letting
read the
Addison rip,
roster-
too. Like, I don't know, dude.
This might be the 2 worst defenses going at it with 2, like, top 6, 7 offenses.
It's just so right on paper that I feel like there's no way
It's
it plays out how
insane.
everybody thinks it's going to play out.
I actually feel, I know the total at this point is up to like 55. I would feel more comfortable just going over there than trying to pick a winner.
The fact that we've gotten this far into your board and haven't brought up that you have Justin Fields as a top quarterback is...
I legit think this is just a game where he runs for 100 yards.
Chiefs defense pretty nice, but
Yeah, it is. That's why I think he's just going to be hauling ass.
just talked about Justin Fields having a bounce back, not
I
really
agree.
to this degree,
This felt
but
like a little unnecessary to have him here. Fields just like, I get it. The bounce back, I'm sure, eventually is coming, but I respect the pick. If you hit on this, I'll
Should be worth more than 3.
agree with whatever you
Put it on
up.
record.
No, that's not how this works.
what if we drafted picks?
That would be kind of fire.
That would be kind of, because then we'd have like less over, where it wouldn't be like, I feel like a lot of weeks we might have this situation where like 2-3 squares are just absolute washes.
We'll see. I mean, there's a chance none of us get points. Then it's like not even a big deal.
We were, I mean, we were so hot week 1, and then I think I legitimately might have put up a 0 last week.
What do you think about
I was close.
over-under I took?
Falcons, Lions. I don't like that.
I made this like pretty early, and I think I didn't really consider the turf toe that much. But
Yeah, so I think, I guess the way I'm looking at it too is like Falcons, all we do is run the ball. Like we run the ball at the highest clip. So it's just time. And we don't really make explosive plays that often. So points don't just like rack
the
up.
Kyle Pitts game.
Stop. The thing with Lions is like if they don't have Amon-Ra, they're not explosive either necessarily,
Gibbs Bijan.
Gibbs getting
Who's a
more
better
work.
running back?
Yeah, Gibbs getting more work with Demon out like could lead to
That
it.
would have been a fun play to throw in the running back. I threw Gibbs in there, but that would have.
I feel like that probably wouldn't even been. Craig Reynolds is going to get like 12 carries though. No fucking reason.
I looked at the over for Falcons Lions. That's the side I lean. I don't think it's like my favorite total on the board, but I think it's solid.
Okay, it feels similar
Got a
to
shot.
Packers Falcons last week, where it's like their top options are out, so it's kind of just like a slow game that you big plays hit.
But I actually think the
know, we got
Falcons
Arthur
could be.
Smith.
I think the
Run up
Falcons
the
could be
board.
fairly explosive this week on the ground.
On the ground,
so.
yeah, but we're fairly explosive on the ground every fucking week, so we do.
But I mean, I guess, yeah. But this is like a terrible run defense in the Lions.
That's not true.
I'm pretty sure the run defense is like
Pretty
garbage.
sure that it's very good, actually.
Against who? Against the Seahawks?
A good run defense. Kenneth Walker had like 20 carries for 45 yards. What are you looking at him for? I'm telling you the facts.
I don't think you are. That's why I'm
Go
like
look
looking
it
at
up.
him.
His efficiency
first time
was
you've been
down,
wrong
but
on
he did
Detroit.
have 2 scores. So, I mean,
That doesn't mean
call it
anything.
what you want.
It's just like
Those are points.
He just happened to have gotten a carry on the 1 yard line.
Those are points.
Doesn't mean you're bad. Go look at the underlying stats for the Detroit Lions run D.
I'm with you, Jaymo. I'm taking the over.
Lock it in.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, what about Pittsburgh?
I like it. I think
pulling
that's the
that
right
off?
side. Mike
I was
Tomlin as the
surprised they
dog,
were
you can always
favored.
take him.
Or the Raiders are favored.
I mean, they're at home, but
Yeah, I'd probably take Pittsburgh in this game. I think it might be a sneaky. Like Pittsburgh's run D has been terrible too. I feel like Jacobs could get this. Could be like a little bit of a get right game for him.
Jimmy
I like
G
the
for
pick.
sure throwing a pick 6.
TJ Watt's got like 4 sacks loading.
Yes.
Here's my Sunday slip. I'll go over each of them pretty quickly. I have Green Bay -1.5. New Orleans has played two very mid teams, and I think Green Bay can really take advantage as they played really well. They just got an unfortunate loss to the Falcons. I think they can really persevere in this game and come out a big winner. New Orleans defense is a little bit scary though, but I think Green Bay's offense can handle. My silver spread is the Rams at Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati just looked like a bad football team, and I don't know if they can really turn it around, especially because Joe Burrow isn't playing like himself. The Rams have been absolutely cooking right now. They might have lost to San Francisco, but they looked really, really good on all cylinders. They have a really bad roster, but at the same time, their offense seems to be one of the most high-powered in the entire league. I like the Rams +2.5. Denver +6.5. I don't see Miami absolutely blowing out this Denver defense. I think Denver is better than a lot of teams give them credit for. They played both Washington and the Raiders really hard. I think Miami looked good the past 2 weeks, not amazing against New England. And I don't see Denver's defense just getting absolutely torched, especially because Patrick Surtain's on Tyreek Hill, which is going to be a tough matchup. The best offense I have is the Rams for the same reason why I said earlier. The best defense I have New England against the Jets. Zach Wilson after last game, he didn't play bad. If you watch the game, his 3 interceptions came pretty much in junk time. But at the same time, I just don't see how they're going to get anything going, especially because the New England defense has looked absolutely amazing against 2 of the best offenses in the entire league. They might be 0-2, but they look good. Top quarterback is pairing with the top offense and Matt Stafford this week. He hasn't found the end zone very much. He's only had 1 touchdown pass, but I think that turns around this week. I think he can sling the rock for a few in the end zone. My top running back is Javonte Williams for the same reason why I said earlier. I think Miami's defense absolutely stinks. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but I don't think they're a good run D at all. I think Javonte Williams can easily see probably 70 yards and a touchdown, or maybe even get in the end zone twice with a little bit less yards. All in all, though, I like Javonte. He's starting to get a ton more work, and not a single back in that offense saw more than 1 carry last week. Top wide receiver is Justin Jefferson because it's going to be a high-scoring game. The over-unders are like 50-something or whatever. I think he's just going to have his normal 15 catches for 150 yards, and maybe he'll get in the end zone this week, which will put him at the wide receiver 1. So I like him this week. And he has to beat Debo out already, so I have to put a pretty high bar for the wide receiver there.
All right. Javonte Williams, come on.
Brother.
Yeah.
What?
Javonte Williams, Matt Stafford.
I respect the hot take, but this is like Cam Akers week 1 again. He better have 3 touchdowns to pull this off.
I don't like Matthew Stafford at all either.
He's
All right,
like
that's
fine,
it. Cut the
but,
video.
top QB
No
is
defending him.
wild.
Just end it there.
Yeah, facts.